morelikeradio.com. It's our duty to entertain you. I said duty.
The only reason why we gotta move on is because I answered the phone on the computer and it worked. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! We have we have a singer, actress, and I'm pretty sure she's a songwriter too. I wouldn't be surprised if she's wrote a couple of songs here and there. We have Jennnifer Cihi on the phone. Hi, Jennnifer.
Hi, superstar. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastical.
Can you hear me good? Because I'm using a special little earplug thing so I can be mobile here while I'm chatting with you.
We can hear you just fine. I'd like to introduce you to my co-hosts, Danielle. Hi, Dan.
Hi.
JT.
Hi, Danielle.
We got my man, JT.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Hi, JP. Nice to chat with you.
And we have my man, Punchy.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, Punchy. How are you?
Doing all right.
Excellent. Now, for those that don't know who Jennnifer Cihi is, if you've ever seen the show Roundhouse on Nickelodeon, and I'm not going to lie, I have watched that show when I was growing up.
1,000 years ago now.
It wasn't that long ago.
It feels like it, though.
Honestly, JT, it kind of does.
I'm not going to lie.
You know, the 90s were so long ago now. You're like...
They really
it feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very long time ago. And here's the cool thing. The only reason Jennnifer's on the show is she was also the singing voice of Sailor Moon. So, so for all those anime people, start tweeting hashtag Sailor Moon and tagging at Jennnifer Cihi with Cihi, and come on in and join the chat. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, good. That was very good there, Matt. Great little plug. I love it.
Hey.
That's what he does.
We like to call ourselves promo whores for a reason.
Yeah, right? That's what we all have to do to keep it going, right?
We are all promo whores. As a matter of fact, Punchy is the biggest promo whore on the show.
Yes, I am.
All right, I like you more now knowing that. I'm already in love with you right now.
Hey,
wow.
Hey.
Look at that, man.
Now, Punchy, don't say another word and you'll be safe.
He's going, okay, I won't.
He's like, JT, I'm taking your
I'm going to
advice
mute
for
myself.
once.
Right, for one.
So
Crazy. Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear you. I had to disconnect my thing. Now I'm on handheld. Now I'm back again. You there?
I am here. Now,
Better.
Jennnifer has kindly agreed to be interviewed on the show for a major reason. And I told her I would say this. I told her this last night. A friend of mine, Stephanie DeLeo, she is her roommate. Her and I grew up together back on Long Island. And when I found out that Jennnifer was her roommate, I'm like, what?
You probably did that too.
I did do that.
Exactly
I did
like
exactly that.
Body animations and everything.
I was like, what? Really? She goes, yeah, she's my roommate. I'm like, wait a minute, the Jennnifer Cihi from Roundhouse. Yes, I loved her. I pined after her when I was younger. It's kind of a small little
world, isn't it, Matt? Small little world over here in Nashville, Tennessee.
You know, it kind of is. It really is a small world because you never know who you're going to come in contact with that knows somebody who knows somebody. And
yeah, it's like that Kevin Bacon thing. 7 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah,
same thing.
Exactly. And personally, I think it's really cool. That
it's a crazy, really cute story, actually, of how we came to be friends, actually. Cute story.
I would like to know the story.
Okay. Well, when I was on Roundhouse, in the early 90s, right?
I like how everybody's like, it's the 90s. Shit.
I was going to say the year, but I just coughed instead. You know what I was insinuating there. Yeah, I did the show. I just did one seat. I was actually hired to do the whole season of Roundhouse.
Mm-hmm.
But at the point when they were workshopping the show and it hadn't got bought from the network yet, I was doing another project that I was getting paid good money for. So when Rita Sheffield said, okay, you got the part as, the girl the singing girl and the daughter, per se, on Roundhouse. I said, well, okay, I'm in this other show. And she goes, well, right now we're workshopping it, but we're going to get on the network, but we don't have any money to offer you. So I couldn't really quit the other job, which that was a big mistake. I should have quit that other job because I would have been probably on all 4 seasons of it. But it all worked out the way it was supposed to, and I did get to come into the cast, you know, when I did, and it was an awesome, amazing, one of my most favorite jobs of all time in my, you know, crazy career as a singer here in California, Nashville, and, you know, and all that. So that being said, you know, we didn't really realize, I think we didn't really realize, and I felt the same thing too doing Sailor Moon, I didn't really realize how many people were affected by those songs from Roundhouse and the songs from Sailor Moon and those shows, those crazy. We knew it was a cool project, but it wasn't like we were on Fox or MTV, so there wasn't, you know, that big of a hype at that time, right?
Right. And especially for a show like Roundhouse, because that was one of the few on Nickelodeon that was kind of like your Saturday Night Lives and your
it was like Mad TV or In Living Color. That's, you know, similarity for kids. For kids, it was clean enough and funny enough and witty enough for the parents to watch and still crack up at it. But it wasn't, you know, bad language or, you know, it had always had a moral, you know, moral thought process at the end of, you know, don't bully, don't, you know, be mean. Right. It always had a good moral theme to every show, which is what I thought was so great about the show. Yeah. People didn't even know that they knew they were learning something. Do you know what I mean? Because it was fun and crazy and it was just so wacky and, you know, kids loved it. So anyways, all that being said, I left the show back in the 90s and moved on to do Sailor Moon, and then I toured with a couple other different big music acts and la, 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 la. You know, fast forward 20 years later, I live in Nashville now, and Facebook is big, right? And I wasn't really hip to Facebook. I was kind of on it, and, you know, but I wasn't, you know, some people are attached to their Facebook, as you all know over there.
Oh, let me tell you, Facebook... Facebook is better than Days of Our Lives and General Hospital.
No, it's like crack for some people. They are so addicted to their phones. It's funny when I go out and I see people at 6 people at a table. They're all supposed to be talking to each other. None of them are talking to each other at all. They're all on their phones looking at their stuff, but they're all having dinner with each other. I mean, where is the human connection anymore? It's not. It's just on Facebook and Instagram. And I mean, it's good for many things, but. Anyways, so I was just kind of popping around on the Facebook, and I got this message from this girl named Stephanie. And I didn't really usually read them sometimes. I had gotten other messages, but, you know, I just didn't know much about Facebook, and I thought, oh, you know, I just wasn't, anyways, I just didn't do it. So then she wrote me this cool post, and I thought, wow, this girl's really neat and cool, and so I wrote back to her right away. Right. And that's how it all started. And then in less than a year, you know, we kind of met. We had some common interest in her. She's a teacher, an amazing teacher, and she is in the arts as well. She's a writer and has a play that she is being, I think, performed in San Jose, California, like as we speak. It's this week. Yep. So she's quite accomplished herself, has a master's, and she's a lot younger than me, but I just thought, this girl's, like, cool, you know? I got to chat with her. And we had a common thread about something completely not connected to the entertainment business. And so we started talking, you know, and one thing led to another. And then she said she had written this letter when she was in grade school that she had kept sealed and kept in her box of things. She goes, I want to send this letter to you. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding? She wrote this letter to her idol, like I remember, it was like the 5th or 4th grade. You were her idol. Which I thought, that was so crazy. I thought, really? Come on, me, Jennnifer from Roundhouse. And she said all the other people were writing to, like, Clinton and to Dalai Lama. I'm like, I was laughing. I'm like, I was very humbled by this. So she sent me the letter, and of course it was so beautiful and very well written, even back when she was a kid. So we just connected, and now we're friends, and she has taken on a job here in Nashville because she wanted to move out of New York, and she's living with me for the summer, and she's not sure she's going to stay here forever, but she's got a great job, and she's just awesome, and I'm just grateful to know her, and it was just this crazy fun little connection from Facebook that turned into a great friendship. So that's how it goes.
I will admit that Facebook has brought a lot of people together, which is
It has.
And I mean, I've known that Stephanie. She used to be 3 doors down from me. She lived 3 doors down from me when we were growing up.
Right.
And let me tell you, people, if you really want some good stories of me growing up, talk to my friends.
Right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We were. Can't really say we were crazy, but
some wild and crazy kids.
Yeah,
Just kind of some crazy, wacky things. When you're kids, we do stupid, crazy things, right?
Well, that, and we used to play outside.
Outside? What's that?
I'm laughing because no kids play outside now.
No,
All
because
on their video games.
because there's video games and there's TV, and it's the TV's the babysitter. No. We played outside.
No, I say that all the time to my friends that are my age, and I say, I don't have any kids, but all my friends that have kids, I'm so shocked that they're like, outside? What's that? Why do we want to go out there? We got everything we need inside. They're locked in their doors, in their rooms with their video games, their Facebook. I don't know. I don't think it's good in that
sense. It drives me crazy.
I don't
It's like
think
they
that's
spend
what
their whole summer
technology is good for.
vacation inside.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
The whole summer vacation inside, playing video games.
Danielle, you have kids?
I don't.
Uh-huh.
But we see it.
Yeah.
We see it all the time.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But, that's the way the world is now.
Yep.
Bastards.
My kids would be outside playing.
Now,
no one goes outside. It's weird. It's weird to me, but it's a thing of the past now, I think, because of all the amazing technology. It's great in so many. Look at us now. We can have an interview. I'm talking at my house in Nashville, and you're there, and we can have this neat interview. That's a cool thing about technology, but
yeah, it pretty is. I mean, Danielle's in Rhode Island, Punchy's in Jersey, JT's in Indiana, and my other co-host, Adam, he's doing his drill weekend for the Army right now, so he's usually here in studio with me. And
see?
It's just amazing. We get people that call in from Canada. What is going on?
I'm hearing the static.
Whose microphone is that?
I guess Danielle's.
Danielle, check your mic.
No, mine's fine.
She's cleaning it off with a piece of rubber tape.
Every time the wire moves, it crackles like that.
Punchy, was that you?
I don't hear anything.
No one hears that.
We can hear it.
I
can hear it.
Hear it too, yeah.
Maybe it's me.
On Skype, it's lighting up Danielle's box every time it does it.
Really?
Yeah, that didn't sound right, did it?
Phrasing.
No, phrasing.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Phrasing.
I think
Hashtag.
it might be fixed now. It might be.
It sounds better now. Way better.
Good.
Of course. No Stick is in the chat room. Hi, No Stick. Welcome. We're talking with Jennnifer Cihi, the voice of, the singing voice anyway, of Sailor Moon. Now, how did you get into that? I mean, for those that love anime, this is like your perfect opportunity to listen, because I know Sailor Moon to an extent, but...
Well, okay, again, I'm going to go back in time here. This was around the same time
I need like a
Roundhouse.
I need like a Portal type of sound effect for that. Do like the... Sure, why not? Look at that. Excellent.
Love it. Love it.
We're cray-cray over here. Back in the 90s, after I did Roundhouse and probably before, I was doing a lot of session work, doing song demos for people. And
right.
I did a lot of commercials for like Barbie and all these different, bigger, the Hot Pockets jingle is probably the biggest one that I have that is not running currently anymore, but was until about, with my voice, it was running until about 5 years ago with my voice on it. But, so I just got into doing recording. And I had an agent at the time, the Bobby Ball Agency in Los Angeles, California.
Shameless plug.
And somehow I got this call from Deke Entertainment. And Deke was the original production company per se that did the Sailor Moon program. But here's the thing, anime there was no anime. It was just a cartoon. There was no anime convention. This was, Sailor Moon started off. She's the queen of like how the Japanese animation craze started. It didn't get big in all these conventions until many years later. So I didn't know. I had no clue what I was getting into at that time. I just got hired as a singer because I had a really young sounding voice, and they auditioned me, and I sat in a vocal booth for 3 weeks, did all the songs, and that was it. So
can't go wrong with that.
Years later, so that's how I got into it. Now, then of course all the anime conventions, people kept telling me, hey, you're the voice of Sailor Moon, right? And I said, oh yeah. And then I got into doing these crazy fun conventions, which is a whole other life force. Just the conventions. If anybody of you all have ever been to the conventions or seen Comic-Con, it's like Halloween on steroids. It's so crazy.
There was one in Boston last night, or the day before, I think.
I typically frequent the New York
the Boston one, yeah.
Yeah, and Punchy and I are going to the New York Comic-Con. That's going to be fun.
Oh gosh, you guys are going to have fun. It's just wacky crazy. You got to dress up, Matt? You got to dress up.
We're actually going to be representing the station, so...
Oh, you can't dress up then. No.
I'm dressing up. You mean
you're not going to go as Pikachu or Pokemon or maybe a Sailor Scout or something?
Oh, that would be funny.
No, I mean, I could go as Freddy again, I guess. I sat for 2 hours to have makeup put on me as Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, dress up.
Oh, yeah, any kind of costume, even and Comic-Con is a mix of Marvel and some movie things as opposed to just being only anime. So anime is separate. They do have some that mix over with anime and movies and just other cartoons and stuff.
Right.
But that's Comic-Con. There's a bunch of those around. There's San Diego, which is the biggest one that they just had a couple weekends ago in San Diego. That's the main thing. There's New York. Then there's a Europe one, and that's a whole other job,
One day we'll get to San Diego.
It's humbling. It's very humbling. And the first one I did, I was like, I had no clue that people, were that into what I did 20 years ago, which is great.
And they're still into it. They're still into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know one of those things, especially with the Comic-Cons and the festivals and stuff like that, you can go there and you're like, they're all here for me? What did I do?
Yeah, they wouldn't recognize me walking down the street, obviously, because I was not on camera, but when they know who I am, they start freaking out. I feel like I'm like a Beatle or something. And like I said, it's very humbling because I think those songs that they wrote, that were so simple and just good pop songs, these kids, or some adults too, they really related to this stuff. And Roundhouse too had a very a big part of that as well. People loved those songs. Music, I'm telling you, music is a healer. It makes you happy. It can help you get sad if you need to. Music, people relate to music like no other format, I think. No other format than reading or watching a movie. Yeah, that's part of it. But the music is what brings out our emotions. That's why people are so connected to it. That's probably why I've been a singer my whole life, because I'm such a passionate and compassionate person. I need that. It's like therapy for me, if that even makes sense.
I think it does make sense, especially JT can really
I go to therapy every day.
Okay, good. What's in it? In your car, riding, listening to your favorite CD?
No, singing, some of my favorite songs and, singing my songs. So, I'm a country music recording artist. So it's just, it helps you get through a day. If you're having a bad day, if you're having a good day, it doesn't matter.
It's an instant mood changer, I think. Yep. It's an instant mood changer. And the wrong song can lead you in the wrong direction, but a good, I love Katy Perry. She's like my pop diva queen that I love because she has all the fun, happy songs, even though some of her stuff's kind of risque and fun. Bring it more. I love that kind of stuff. But, that's what I listen to most, but I've got a whole range of people, Bonnie Raitt and some gospel music, some country, but I'm a good pop. I love good pop music, and I love R&B. And Motown. And that's why I still sing to this day. with some of the bands that I work with here, which, by the way, I have a cool gig coming up here in August 13th with the Memphis Boys.
Ooh.
And they are going to be at Graceland.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm singing with them, and that's going to be, I think it's the anniversary of Elvis's death, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And so these guys, the Memphis Boys, are these famous musicians that played on all the big hits from the 50s, maybe 60s and 70s, but they did a lot of Elvis stuff, Neil Diamond, Darby Gray, and so they're these awesome studio guys that did the original tracks on these old songs. So they have a huge big show that they do. And so I'll be, if anybody's in Memphis, at Graceland on August 13th, 8 o'clock, we're doing a big show there. So the Memphis Boys, they're called.
I wish we could get video of that. That would be awesome.
I'm sure they're making one, but I'll let you know that.
Dude, here's the feed. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, feed it in.
Hey, I would.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun stuff. All music is good in my opinion. Most all music.
Now, how did you get into the acting and the singing and everything? Like, what was your drive for that?
Well, when I was a kid living in San Jose, California, my sister had gotten involved in some musical theater, children's musical theater. And my mom and dad thought, this is great babysitting. Just send them to that play practice for the week in the summer. And they're learning music and dancing. And so we had 3 girls. There's 3 girls in our family, so we all got involved in these plays. And we did a lot of musical theater growing up for many, many years, 10, 15 years, before I got hired to do Annie in the 70s on the third national tour of Annie.
Right.
L.A. and San Francisco. That was my first big break to do that. Of course, that was a huge thing because Annie was such a big show, and every little girl who wanted to be an orphan or be Annie. I wasn't Annie. I played Pepper. But I think my parents definitely knew I had a little singing voice when I was a kid. I was loud. I was a loud kid, and I was singing all the time, and then I thought, I want to do that. So I knew at a young age that I wanted to do that. So that's just how it happened, very organically, sort of. Right.
Now, I'm not going to say your age, but you've been doing this for a while now.
Over 30 years. Everybody can do the math.
All right, guys, start subtracting and dividing and carrying.
Where's my calculator? Where's my calculator?
And we'll throw in the Common Core in there, and we'll just go from there. What type of advice would you give somebody who's trying to get into music or even acting? Like, because with acting you have your stage, you have your voiceover, and you also have on camera. Like, what type of advice would you give to somebody like that wanted to do this stuff?
That, for me, is a tough question because I think the playing field now is very different.
Right.
Because reality TV has taken over everything.
And it sucks.
Okay? It sucks. And it's so many singing contests, and it's so many this type of contests. And, when I was younger, and even when I lived in L.A. in my 20s, we didn't have any of that. The only show they had back then was Star Search, if you guys remember that.
Star Search!
I remember that.
I love Star Search.
So Star Search was that was considered our reality show back then. Or
it was like the first one.
Yeah, it really was one of the, because Star Search, you had not only singing, but you had comedy, you had magicians.
Yeah, they had everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had the bands, they had the acting, they had dancing, everything. And a lot of pretty big stars, some big stars came out of that actually. But I think now it's almost like you have to have a persona. You have to be a good singer, actor, dancer, all that. You have to have the talent too, but I don't know. I think if you are just true to your talent, I think as a singer, from a singer's point of view, I think if you write, that is super important. I didn't write songs as a young girl. I wasn't trying to write my own music. I wrote a few later on, but that wasn't like, falling out of me like some of my big songwriter friends here in Nashville. But then they're not big singers, so it's hard to find, singers that are great writers. Like Taylor Swift is a great writer. She wasn't, she wasn't Carrie Underwood voice when she came out, but now she's considered a great singer too. But her writing is what got the attention of the record deals, and she was. I would think if you're a singer, for a singer, the writing is very helpful, and acting. Since I'm not really so much involved in acting anymore. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say to someone's an actor. If you have a talent, take classes. Take acting classes. Don't take singing classes. I took tons of lessons of things to prepare myself and to give myself longevity. The reason why I think I've been able to sing so long is because I studied voice for a long time and learned how to sing correctly. Right. I never have really lost my voice. Thank God, knock on wood. But it's so much different now. So I don't know if that's a good answer, but that's my answer.
I think it's a pretty good answer. I know a lot of singers now. They're doing things independently with YouTube and stuff like that. I mean, people are making
many people.
A little bit
people
more
have
of
gotten famous on YouTube.
Well, yeah, and as much as it pains me to say it, but Justin Bieber did that. Freaking.
Why would you bring that up?
That girl named Carmen too. She's really amazing. That crazy girl Carmen, she was she was on Rolling Stone a couple years ago, and it was all from YouTube. And now she has a big, she has a big following. She has a couple records out now.
Well, and that's like Lindsay Sterling. She went on America's Got Talent. I think it was season 5 or 6 she was on, and she didn't win. She only made it to like the first round of the live show. But
I don't remember Lindsay Sterling. What is she? Was she a singer?
No, she's a violinist. But she does a lot more of the hip hop violinist, dubstep, but with her violin. And she just exploded onto the scene because of YouTube.
Right. Well, that helped her from being on the show, and then she probably did tons of videos of herself on YouTube. That helped a lot. That's
exactly what she did. And more people are I've seen the trend where if they're on YouTube, it's a lot more successful for them. Because
you don't have to sign your life away to the record deal devil.
which a good example is Weird Al. He just had his brand new album come out. He did 8 videos.
That Happy song is hilarious. Have you seen the video for that Happy song?
I have, yes.
It's hilarious.
He conquered the internet. He brought out all 8 videos one day a week, and his brand new album came out at #1 on the Billboard charts. And that's his last studio album.
But then again, Weird Al has been around for over 20 years doing those parody songs too.
Yes.
That did help, right? Or
it did. But I also I liked how he did things where he knew that he had to tackle the internet.
Right.
He
because
knew
things
that
were changing. The industry's changing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's where people get that fear. Because the industry's changing and things are getting better for a lot of people all across the world. Not even just here in the States, just all across the world. That people have the access to everything now. Yeah,
you can do it really on your own. If you have a camera and you have any sort of talent, and you just do it enough, I think. Yeah, you'll get attention for sure. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? See, again, that's another good thing with technology we have. That's another, I'm keeping track of two marks for technology good.
Pros and cons, let's see.
Well, I mean, like for me, the internet has managed to help me to get my music played around the world, so.
Yep.
It is definitely, there's advantages to it and there's disadvantages to it. I don't have the ability right now to go out and make music videos for my songs, so there it's kind of counting against me, but it counts for me with getting the music out and getting it out to people in overseas and everything. So,
and it works.
Yes, it does.
See, that's what we didn't have 20 years ago or even 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think that's a definite good move for artists and entertainers and writers. That's a great way to get them out there. And you don't really need the big people that are going to sign your life away over for 7 album deals that you'll never get any money, which is a lot of times the deals.
Right.
With big record labels, and record labels they're closing left and right because they don't have the power anymore like they used to have. A lot of record labels have folded or joined with someone else because they're not making. Look at buying MP3s on iTunes. No one's buying full albums hardly. I still buy albums all the time because I like to play them in my car, but a lot of people are just downloading the one song or this or that. That's good and bad too, but for the artists and the big companies that are signing. But yeah, it's changing. We have to go with the change now, with the flow, right?
Absolutely.
That's good for JP. That's great. I'm glad you're doing that because that helps us, us little guys on the planet get us out there, So it's good.
Amen. That's for sure.
and you could say the same with the movie industry. More and more independent filmmakers are out there, and they're making things that are better than some of the Hollywood stuff that's out there now.
Yeah, that spends $30 million on. Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, I could do a short film that I did as a student a couple of years ago, and it cost me $50 total. That's counting tolls on that's counting the tolls at the bridge.
Counting the tolls. Wow, that was a really good deal you made yourself there.
Because let's see, the bridge to the city was $750. No, it was actually $650 at the time. Now it's $750. It was $650 at the time, so you had the tolls both ways. The toll at the tunnel to go to Liberty State Park in Jersey. And pizza. I bought pizza for everybody.
Well, I'd say you did a good call on that one. You didn't spend much at all. And that's
$50.
See?
So $50 tolls and catering included.
That's it. Props. I got to shoot guns. I'm good.
Shoot.
But I will say, directing while in front of the camera, a pain in the ass. Just saying.
Oh, that's hard. That would be hard, I think. You have to stand away from it and look at your shot, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's hard.
Pretty much.
You didn't have a cameraman, and then you were the director? What's up?
Oh, no, I did have the cameraman. I had an assistant director. I had a producer. I had a sound editor. We had our group. There was only about 5 or 6 of us. But when you have a certain vision and you got to kind of just do it, and then look at it and go, okay, we need to do it again, but change this and change this. It's a pain in the butt, but, it works. It works.
Well, and where can we see this there, Matt? Where can we see this little film there?
You can actually see it on my YouTube channel, Accidental Punch. It's called Divergence. You can also see shows and segments from our show. And this interview will be up in a day or 2, so that'll be cool.
Oh, boy!
That's right.
That's fun. That's super cool. Yay!
Because that's what I do. Jennnifer, we do have to get going. Because we do have to we do have to go to break and pay the bills. So where are you going to be again the next couple of days?
Okay, so August 13th, Memphis at Graceland, Memphis Boys. Sailor Moon is at ScotiaCon here in Bowling Green on the 6th of September. And then the Daycon Clarksville, which is in Nashville, that's going to be September 20th. Both 2 Sailor Moon things and then the band thing at the Memphis Boys.
Excellent. And you can also follow Jennnifer on Twitter at Jennnifer Cihi. That's C-I-H-I. And make sure you hashtag Sailor Moon. Just saying.
Yes, and Facebook, Jennnifer Cihi Singer. Jennnifer Cihi Singer. So Facebook, Jennnifer Cihi Singer. Come check me out and say hello to me.
You heard it there, folks. Check her out. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Matt, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. So much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on the show. We appreciate it, and we hope to hear from you soon.
I hope to hear from you soon. And guys, Adam, JP, Danielle, Punchy, y'all hang 10 over there. Peace out.
There you go. Thanks, Jennnifer. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, man. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this week's interview with Jennnifer Cihi on The Sully Show, live Sundays noon to 2 Eastern on morelikeradio.com. You can follow Jennnifer on her Twitter at Jennnifer Cihi, that's 2 N's with a C-I-H-I at the end, as well as her Facebook page, Jennnifer Cihi Singer. Or, if you really need it, www.facebook.com/Jennnifer Cihi Singer, just spelled exactly like that. You can check out all of our old interviews, as well as some of our dumbasses of the week, as well as our best of Craigslist right underneath us. You can check out More Like Radio's YouTube channel, as well as their Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, leave a comment, and by all means, we want to hear from you. So, make sure you tune in live Sundays noon to 2 Eastern on morelikeradio.com. We'll see you next time.